Hi lovelies, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time. Thank you so much for coming and checking out my video, spending some time with me crafting, just crafting, making pages for current journals coming up. And I hope that you join me in doing something similar or the same, or like if that you're inspired by what I'm doing and you think, oh yeah, I can make pages for my own journal. No worries. It's easy and it's not. And I will explain that as we go. But I don't want that little statement to just scare you off. Please try and have some fun while you're doing it. Like I said in my last video, I've got several steampunk journals that I'm working on at the moment. But another journal that I have semi-prepared is one on roses, and so I'm going to do pages for that journal today. So we've gone from steampunk in the last video to shabby chic again. But that journal is not coming up for a while. I am going to get through the steampunk ones, and then I've got the roses one, and then I've got another one which is garden themed, but on a different, in a different sort of type of garden theme. I don't want to give it away because that's a little way off. So if you want to join me on making pages, what you're going to need is collage elements that are going to suit the page or pages that you are going to create. And also you're going to need your blank pages, which I'm using my tea dyed ones. So they can be tea dyed, coffee dyed, some other colouring on them, or they can just be white. You can start off with white pages if you want and add colour to them. I'm going to use my tea dyed ones. So I have got about 4 here, but I'm not necessarily going to do 4 in this video because they do take a while. So I've got all sorts of bits and pieces, and just looking for places to put my stash. I have got some embossed paper. I should have embossed a fresh page so that I could have one with roses on it, but I really couldn't be bothered getting out my Sizzix, so I'm going with this one that's it's got flourishes all over it, and as you can see I've used some metallic watercolor paint to accent parts of the page, so I'm going to use that. I've got some digitals to scatter throughout 1 or 2 of the pages. I've got some fussy cuts of roses here. And I'm going to put those there, just like looking for places for everything. I've got these journal cards which I found on I believe I found these on Wish. You get packets of them and there's different ones in each packet. I've got some napkins which I thought would work really well, and and of course I'm only going to use parts of them. So yeah, and I've got some lace, I've got some braid down here, I've got some antique book page, I've got a digital of a couple of my doilies that I'm going to cut up and put in here, and I've got a little bit of wallpaper which I'm going to use parts of throughout. Maybe it's a bit thick, so I'm not sure if I'm going to, but we'll see. I've got some, oh sorry, I've just knocked my phone stand, and I better just check that to make sure that I've also got some stencils. Oh, and another thing I need to get, I've got my Faber-Castell gelatos. That's my full set. And where's my sponge that I use for vintage photos there? Okay, and a glue stick and or PVA glue. For the sake of being fast, or trying to be fast, I'm going to use PVA glue. So, and I think I'm going to start by tearing this. And using parts of it. I want to use the text as much as possible. And I'm just going to tear it in different kinds of shapes and not have it like uniform too much. I really prefer not to. Okay, and I'm going to take these edges off. I'm not throwing them away. I've got something in mind for those, so I'm keeping all my edges from my rag paper. I'll get around to doing what I have planned for those on a video when I can get around to it. I'm still collecting, so when I've got a bit of a stash, I'll do a video for that. And I might take this section and there. Okay, so I've got a few bits of that. All right, so now I can make a start. I didn't want to use paint for this little exercise. I wanted something a little bit different, and also this way I can sort of show you that you don't always need paint to add colour to your your collages and your mixed media stuff. You don't always need paint. I'm going to cover the page as much as possible with glue. And where's my cloth? And I have got a narrow brush. That I had in water just so that it's easier to spread the glue more than anything. Okay, so how is everyone? I hope you're all well. It's been an interesting few days for me. I've been coming up with more ideas and things that I want to do for my little junk journal hobby business. So that is slowly moving along. Right, so the idea is to get a decent coverage, and I don't think I have enough coverage. So we're just going to do that again very quickly. Okay. Right. All right, I'm going to start with a big one. So the reason why I said that it is easy but could be difficult is because I mean, collaging is an easy thing, but it can make it difficult. All your resources that you can gather up, once you're surrounded by the resources, it's like, well, where do I start? I'm not sure, where to start. What do I use first? And it's kind of like the white page syndrome that many artists sort of are faced with. And I think it's a pretty common dilemma that we all face, and the only thing I can suggest is that you just make a start, just do something. That's the best thing I can suggest. So and I'm just deciding that I want this under here and that over the top. take that little flower off and make use of it somewhere else. Like down here, perhaps. I hope that you're getting this on the screen. Because I've got a bit of a nothing in the corner down here. So now what else do I want to do? I'm going to need some glue here and up there like that. Because I'm going to put some lace. So I'm just going to do that. If you're using lace, just you might need to be mindful about what you want to do with this page. Do you want to put pockets on it? Do you want to stick something else on there? Or do you want to just have it as a page that you're going to perhaps pin with a paper clip or a rusty safety pin to, you know? Are you going to do something weird and wonderful with that page? That the lace, it's not going to matter if you've got lace on it and that. Okay. I have got no direction. As normal, I don't have a direction. I'm just going with the flow. Okay, and now what will I do now? I might I've got lots of roses. And of course, no glue on this part, so I need to add some glue here. I found all these rose fussy cuts in a box that I had from many years ago, that I used to have for my decoupage. I haven't done decoupage in a long time. Okay. think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some napkin or something on here. Maybe I might put this maybe not. What about some of this? The aim of my little project today is to try and have each one look quite different from the other. Okay. I might put a little bit of something. I've got a tin of braids here. And I think I'm going to put some of this on. Most of that is vintage braid. This one is definitely a vintage one. And I'm thinking I might sort of intertwine it. Around somehow, so I need a little bit of glue, and these will take a little while to dry. Just because the PVA glue does take some time to dry. And what I'm doing here, this is not the end of it. Once it's dry, I'm going to come back and do something else to it. So we will, I'll just put that somewhere where it can dry, because it's very, very wet. Okay. Now I want to start with this one. I really like this one, and I think this is the only one I've got left. It's got a little verse on it, which I can't really read. It's in another language. Don't know. Come on. There we go. So I'm thinking I want to put that in one corner and do something else with the top. Might put a piece of this book page. And I'm going to keep the wormholes. Do I want to put that on this one? I'm not sure. Hang on. Let's see if I've got another long one. This one here. Like that. Sometimes it helps to lay it out a little bit first if you're not 100% sure what you want to do. But a really good start is if you find one element that you know that you definitely want on the page, and start with that and then work around it. And I think I'm going to go with slightly darker roses for this one. That one. Maybe go on there somewhere. What about these? Oh, that looks pretty. Okay. think I like this. No, no. And then maybe that down there, like that. In which case I'll take some of that off. I can use that somewhere else. And I'll put that there. Maybe a bigger piece of this here. Yes, okay. So let's make a start. So for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece on, and this time because I've pieced it all out, I'm just going to put glue where I need it for each piece this time. And of course for napkins you don't want to have any spots that aren't glued because you'll get air bubbles, and air bubbles means that you'll end up getting holes in your napkin print. So I'm not overly concerned with wrinkles. I don't mind if I get wrinkles, but I think in this instance I prefer not to have them. And just very carefully make sure it's all glued down. The edges aren't, but when I go to glue something else, I'll use some of the glue off the brush to put those edges down. I'll do this one now. And that's on there, like so. Okay, and then I will put this one on. Stuck to me. Okay, and then a little bit here. And now I'll start gluing this down and that one. The only thing with using PVA glue, because it's quite a wet glue with copy paper, is that the copy paper does wrinkle. Oh. But once it's dry, once I've finished them and they're all dry and I can try ironing them flat. Now, this piece needs to go under here. Like that. And then this one is on there like that. Okay. I think that'll be enough for that one. Do I want to put any trim or something on there? Maybe, maybe not. I haven't got much of this one left. Maybe I could use this. This is a really old trim from 1930s, late 20s to somewhere in the 30s. I might take it all the way up into there. There, like that. Scissors, where are they? Where did they go? Okay. I've got some little flowers here. Maybe I might put those down there. Or up there. I do like that, so I'm going to put them there. I am going to can't remember how much space they took up. All right. was looking at the news, because I don't watch the news on TV, so I was watching it on like news bulletins on YouTube this morning. We've got a polar blast in our southeastern area here in Australia, so we've had snowstorms, and that. So I hope everyone who's living in that area is keeping safe, and I hope the hikers all got back safe and sound. Oh, what is it with Mother Nature at the moment? She is wreaking havoc. Poor Italy has had floods, and large region in Italy got flooded out badly, and they had now they've got the volcanic eruption. I mean, it's craziness. And something's going on. The whole world is just going berserk with all its crazy goings on. So wherever you are, if you've had some disasters happening in your area, I hope that you're safe. And then if you're in LA at the moment, stay inside, stay away from the riots and everything. That's just crazy. That is going to be it for that one, I think. Yeah, I'm going to put that one to dry. I might get a few done. Okay, now I have got, I've actually got 3 that are dry, but I've got the first 2 that I did here, because I really don't think I'm going to get time to do more than 2. I don't even think I'll get time to do more than 3, more than 1. So, yeah. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to flip it over, because on the back I'm going to do yeah, it's very scrunchy. I have to iron these before I put them in the journals. So before I do anything with it, I'm going to do some stenciling on here, and I'm thinking I'm going to do the small one. I could do the stenciling with the distress oxides, or I could do it with paint. I might do this one with distress oxide. And I'm going to do it in pink. Unfortunately, I don't have any black, so pink it is. I'm hoping the pink will turn out okay. On it. Well, there's only one way to find out. Is it going to come through? No, not really. Okay, so I'm going to have to do white, and that's going to have to wait until I can get some more white paint, because I only have a little bit. I have enough to do one. So we'll do this side first. And I'm going to do this with this Sahara sand. Hopefully it's still okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna kind of go here and there. I'm not doing it all over. I'm going to add other, I'm going to put some gelatos on here as well. So let's see what happens with the gelatos. I love that Sahara sand, it's very subtle. Okay, I want a bit of this is like an olivey green. A little bit down here, just a tiny bit. I'm kind of thinking that this is not quite right. I'm not happy with this spot here. It needs something else, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. don't have much left, this white, so I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get done. The idea with the stenciling is that I just do little bits here and there, so it's a very broken pattern. I'm not liking it. I'll use it, but I don't like it. So let's see if I can do better on the next one. I'll quickly do this one and see what I can do with it. If you've got pastel chalk on hand, you could probably do the same thing with those as I'm doing with the gelato. I haven't used pastel chalks to test it out, but I have used pastel chalk before, so I do know what it's like, and yeah, it would work. I'm just trying to break up this spot. That's really all I'm doing here. Because I don't have a green Distress Oxide. So that's why I'm using the gelato. Okay. These are not the best. I'm wondering whether I should get the gold paint out as well. I don't really want to add another element to the page. So I've done that one and that one. All I need to do is, when I get white paint, is to stencil the back of them. The other one I've got is this one here. And I will finish that off in my own time. I have started another one, but I've only got one element on it at the moment, so and I've got some other pieces here that I can do as well, but I won't be doing those on tea dyed paper. I'll be doing them on I don't know, music sheet or something like that. So I am going to iron these flat, and then they will be ready for putting in journals. Or well, these will go in the Rose's journal, but I'll scan these and use them for other journals. You know, I might not be happy with them, but they're okay, you know. They're okay. So I think it really does depend on what you have on hand as to how your collage turns out. And I think for one of the collages that I'm going to do, I'm going to use some digitals to completely cover the page, and then put some roses over the top. So yeah, I'll do that for one of them. And that, but essentially that is one, and that is the other. So let me know what you think, and until next time, stay safe everyone, and peaceful blessings to you all.